Okay guys, today we're showing you how to make a bar stool. And right now we're tapping the wires straight. How to do that is to hold the part that is not straight upward and then tap it down. And then roll it as you go lightly to the areas that you need to be. Alright, so this is the sketch that we made that we're going to be using. And we'll show you how we bent the wire.
You just mark it where you want to put the bend. Now the black mark, you want to hold your pliers to the inside, because when you bend it, it's going to curve outward. So it'd be like this. You want to put the pliers there and bend it this way. See the little mark? I'm going to put it right there and bend it that way. Alright. Then you can make your other mark. Right there.
Alright, now on this one what we did is we took and marked the pliers with a black line of Sharpie so that we know exactly where to hold the wire each time.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we're just matching it back up on here to make sure that the bend is where we need it to be.
Now you got to put the black mark here, because outside the wire is going to go a larger curve than the inside. And if you hold this facing you, you'll know you got it at the right angle. And it'll make a nice tight bend. You can see where the mark is. See the mark. Too far with that one. Straighten it out just a hair. Where's the other plier?
You're gonna cut on the right side of that line so that you're not cutting directly over it to make it squish in, and then it won't be the right size. Alright, so now you want to cut 2 of these and bend 2 of these just like this.
But this ain't
now the one that we have here, when you do the second one, you're going to need to cut it, whatever thickness your wire is, that much shorter on the legs.
1 1/4 inch apart to make the legs.
Okay, so if you didn't hear him, he said he drilled 1 1/4 inch apart to make the legs so that it can help with the soldering. If you don't know how to solder, and you don't know anybody who does, you could use E6000 glue. It'll hold it. It just won't be as durable.
A little fluff on it.
We're using some stronger solder too, not the thinner stuff.
Take a little touch. It's on both sides.
Alright. You can take a wet sponge and dab it to cool it down if you like. Okay, the next thing you need to do is create a ring. And that will slide down over top of that. But in order to make that, what we did was we took a pool stick and we wrapped the wire completely around it to the point, and we marked it. Hey, maybe. Just wrap it around there just like that. And then you want to cut them to where they meet. Okay, now they meet right there.
It makes a nice little circle.
Which is used to put on top of this. And once you get it down there, then you'll close it back up. Alright, next step is to put flux on the spots that you're going to solder. Try to get that as even as you can around it. And this is the part where the people will put their feet.
Yeah, you gotta heat it just slightly. That solder will stick.
Alright, now for the seat option, you have a couple different things. You can just kind of cover cardboard and glue it on top. Or you can use a soda lid and then glue that on top with fabric wrapped around it. Alright, I'll show you the seat option next time. Alright, now we want to remove the leftover flux, and we also want to remove the marker marks. So what I'm using is some acetone. You can use nail polish remover to get that off as well, because acetone is in nail polish remover, or most nail polishes remover. So just kind of get it all good and clean, and then it'll be ready for spray painting. Alright, now I've flipped them to the side and I went ahead and painted the underneath, and we're going to let them dry. In the meantime, I picked out some fabric for the seats, and you can use cotton or you can use something that you have left over for the vetting, and I'm just going to use an old bed sheet that I used to have. Alright, so I just went ahead and cut a little piece. Now you can obviously trace this with a marker if you want to get it more exact, but it's not really going to be seen, so it doesn't really have to be exact. Alright, now for the next part, you need to get enough fabric that's going to go up and cover all sides. So that means you need to come out at least an inch away from your bottle cap. If it's a little bit more, don't worry about it, because you can always take it off. You just can't add it back. Alright, now with a hot glue gun, just get a little bit of hot glue on there and press it on top of your seat. Trim it up if you need to. Alright, then you're going to place that in the middle. Now be very careful because hot glue will burn your fingers. Okay. Now, this side I left long because I wanted to cut off the edges of the fabric where it was cut. Alright, now you do have to work quickly with this because it does dry fast. Now you just want to keep working with the fabric until you get it pulled all the way around like that. The glue inside will probably dry at one point and you'll have to add more. But that's okay. Cut as you go and keep pulling it tight. Now you could do one big circle if you want, and then that'll lessen the amount that you have to cut off as you're going. So now there is the seat cushion. It's got the little cushion at the top, not a lot. You can also put a strip of fabric around the edges if you want. It's completely up to you. You can use that fabric, or you can combine any other fabric, or like 2 pieces of fabric. Like you could put the red on the top and have the checkered going around the edge. You could do pretty much anything. You could also use the smaller caps and then cut the center out here and cover that with fabric and then use that to put on top. It's completely up to you as to what you want to do, but these are a little tacky. So you can kind of stick that on top like that when the fabric's on it, or you can do the larger one and then go like that. Okay. Now, as far as like the seat cushion goes, how we're gonna do it, and I can't do it right now because this is still tacky, but you're gonna fill this with some hot glue in here, and then you're gonna go ahead and place that down in there as much as you can. And then make sure you press it down to get it good and tight. That way you'll have it. Alright, now for this one, we're going to do the same thing, but because this is a smaller lip, I'm going to show you how to cut this into a circle. Or a semicircle, I should say. And keep folding it until you get a triangle. Cut the end off. Okay. Now it's not going to be really a circle, but it'll be close. So just like that. Then we're going to measure our lid again. Okay, we're going to cut this the same way we just did the last one. Put a little bit of glue on it, glue that to the center, press it down. Alright, now this one we're going to do a little bit different because we do have it in a circle and we have limited space. You see how that folds up in there? That's exactly what you want. You have to make sure all of the sides are going to reach and fold up in there. And if that means you have to adjust it a little bit, then you have to adjust it a little bit, or if you have to cut another piece, then you have to cut another piece. Okay. Be very careful not to burn yourself. I'm barely putting any glue on this, just a tiny bit. So I want it to cool quickly since I'm using my fingers for this. That way I'm not getting burnt. God knows getting burnt by a glue gun does not feel good. I'm sure anybody that's done crafts has been burnt at least once by one of these little boogers. If you can't get it, use a stick or a skewer or something so you don't burn yourself. Alright, now once you have it in there, you're going to need to go around the inside edge with a thing of glue. Make sure you're getting it up on the sides when you do it, because this is a very, very thin area you're working with here. Don't gall up in the middle though, because you're going to need that to be able to sit on your stool. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of forcing down that little bit there because it started to pop up when I added more heat to it. Okay. So we're going to let that sit for a second and cool off. In the meantime, I've got one already here. I'm going to show you how to put it on because it should be good and dry by now. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to take our hot glue gun and we're going to put some in the center. Just like that. Now, we're going to press this down in that hot glue gun. Or in the hot glue, I should say. If you have a wooden dowel or something, you can use that to press it down in there to make sure you get it deep down in. Back of a pencil, anything really, just to get it down in there. Once you have it on there, then put a little bit of glue on top. Just like that. Let it sit and let it cool. Make sure you have it even, otherwise it'll be crooked. Just double check. Okay. Alright, make sure you have your thing even, otherwise it will look funny. Alright, again, we're going to do the same thing here. We'll make sure it fits. Alright, make sure our sizes are correct. Put some hot glue in the middle. Kind of making sure I have this seat even before I go and put the final step of hot glue in there. And again, we're just going to put some glue and let it sit. Let it roll itself around in there. And then that's it for that. Alright, so here's what they look like finished. Now you can make the bar stool tops any color you want, and the bottoms can be any color. You just paint them. I use spray paint. I'm sure that there are other paints out there that you can use that would probably cover that just as good. You would probably just have to prime it first. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to follow Dollhouse Miniature Madness and Tutorials on Facebook. And also you can check out the website that I'm working on now. It's dollhouseminiaturemadnessandtutorials.com. It's still under construction, so there's still a lot more to go with it, but keep an eye out for it because there will be lots of stuff on there, and it'll be a little bit more organized than the YouTube channel. Alright, take care. Have a great day.